2 weeks ago, it was in the strawberry patch. Today it's in the grapevines. Hey y'all, it is officially the first day of summer. I'm going to show you a little bit of a garden tour right now, how everything's looking, and then we're going to pick some cabbage to make some kimchi. The roses finished blooming, so they're taking a break. And in here, everything is so slow. I think that compost that I got was not ready. Everything's struggling. I've got a little tomato plant in there and some moonflowers started, some zinnias starting to pop up, another moonflower starting, another moonflower back down there, and some coxcombs. This is the mullein plant right here. This mullein plant, you can dry the leaves to burn and inhale for clearing out mucus in the lungs, or you can soak the leaves in vinegar or alcohol to make a tincture. Got the dragon fruit plants out. They're doing their thing. More dragon fruit. There's some cactus. And a bunch of coxcombs and tomato plants back there growing. Some more zinnias and moonflower and tomato plants in here starting. Here's the dragon fruit babies I've got in their pots. That one's really getting happy. Now here, these are all coxcombs and zinnias and marigolds popping. Got a fig tree right here. Another little bird mommy right here. These are little eggs. Strawberries that are finished. They bloomed the last week of May and the first 2 weeks of June, like pretty heavily, and now they're pretty much done. There'll be a strawberry, you know, here and there I'll find in here. There's another mullein plant. And I started some yard long beans to go over this trellis, and a hyacinth bean vine right there. Right here. It's got really pretty purple flowers and purple pods. It's more ornamental. And there's the beans growing. These are beans, like they start off so pale, but I think now that the roots have made it to the ground underneath, they're now getting the nutrition that they need to green up and start doing their thing. Tomatoes are curled. This tells me that somebody nearby has sprayed herbicide. This is what happens. I'm hoping they'll push out of it eventually. This is a jujube tree. Got little fruits forming right here. See those? I don't know if it's gonna focus, but the flowers are super tiny. Here's a flower. And another jujube right there forming. A couple of them. Looks like little acorns. And another mullein plant right here. Another jujube. I've just been coming in and tickling the flowers to try to self-pollinate them. Maybe that one took, or no, that's the beginning of a flower right there. Ants have been all over those pollinating them. Jujube. Okay. It's really sad about this compost. That's happened to me once before. I should have learned the lesson the first time. So we need these onions to go in the kimchi, but I'll get those later when I'm ready to mix them in. More flowers and peppers popping. This is pumpkin. That's a male flower. Or no, that's, yeah, male. There's no pod at the bottom of it. It's just stem going into flower. If there was a swelling right there, that would have been a female flower, but, and plus it's got this. It's got all the pollen on it. The female has like open prongs for this pollen to be put in by the bees or me. Flowers are popping here. I have lettuce going to seed here. I really love this lettuce, so I'm letting it do its thing, and I'll collect the seeds later. And these I need to harvest too. This is kohlrabi. See how it's swollen? Right there. There's a good one right here. So that ball right there is the part that you eat, and I need to harvest this today as well. And you trim all the limbs off around it, and you can slice that like carrot stick like, and dip it with ranch dressing or whatever dressing you want with it. That one's about ready. What are you guys doing? Get out of there. lettuce. I'll be harvesting tons of lettuce today. We're going on a camping trip tomorrow, so I'll harvest a bunch to take with us and have salads on the camping trip. Here's our kimchi. Look at that beautiful head. That's gonna be, this is Chinese cabbage, so you probably have to, oh, I got it. One-handed, and you can see that there is slugs on there. I hate those things. So we'll grab that one. There's another little snail. He drove me nuts. We'll chop this one up, and if I need more, I'll get one of those other ones. This looks like plenty. Here is mulberry. There's a berry about ready right there. Oops. Somebody's jamming down. This is thornless blackberries. The flowers on these are so pretty. Purple. So they're bushing out pretty good. Another mulberry right here. Those have to turn black. We harvested a bunch of blueberries yesterday, so there's more ready to harvest today. These, and I have to keep these covered because of the birds. These ain't ready, but they're getting there. Let me see some. They're swelling up. These apples. Oh, friend. And here we have watermelons growing and cantaloupe. And they'll fill the space in the middle. I have to set this down and come back for it. Peaches in here. There's one dripping. Looks like a bug has got to it. It's oozing. There's another one. This tree smells so good. It smells just like peaches. I think this is the loofah plant. Granny Smith apples over here. Doing pretty good. I think this is another loofah, maybe. Apple tree. Have black raspberries. Ooh, that one's about ready right there. I'll pick that this evening. Well, I'll pick it this evening. I'm freezing the raspberries and strawberries and making smoothies. They're so good. These yarrow flowers. There's a pawpaw tree. Several pawpaw trees through here. I started pawpaw trees through here as well. This is black walnut. Pawpaws are one of the few trees that can be grown near black walnut. These are persimmon. And y'all, I started these from seed. That's apricot tree. There's another one. And these right here, jujubes, I started from seed, and they look like they died back to little sticks, but then they started leafing out again. So I think it was just a transplant shock. There's another one. And another one. See how it's just stem there? Hey girls! This is black raspberries. Got a bunch to be ready this evening. This is a Pakistan mulberry, just like the mulberries over there, but these are the really long ones. The ones over there are like tiny, like that big. These can get like that big. So it's pretty interesting to see how that tree pans out. Here's the grapes. So this is a cane variety. So this year, after I get done harvesting the grapes, I'll let it do its thing. Next year, you know, this limb right here might be the cane that I keep. It's kind of down low. And I could pick another one. Here's another one by it, and they're lower down instead of how this was so tall. And I had to get the canes from the top and train. See that? So I'll cut that down next year to the height of this trellis and let, you know, some of these lower canes be the ones that I keep for next year's fruit. Here's some more raspberries. That one's about ready. Got the gold ones here too. Gold ones are really good. Right there. It needs to turn a little bit more orange light before it's ready. These are the muscadine grapes. Had a little bird nest in here, but they've grown up and moved out. I don't even know where that nest is. Oh, there it is. And back behind me is the hardy kiwi. I transferred those this winter, or actually it's probably late February, early March. And they kind of went through a little bit of a shock, so I didn't get any fruiting or flowering on those this year. And biscuit, buddy. More dragon fruit cactus right there. Growing. These have to come inside in the winter. Tomato plant. That started growing from one of these from seed over the winter, and I'm not sure what kind of tomato it is. I'm just letting it do its thing. Got some roses there. Hey, girls. Well, these are getting ready to flower. Hibiscus. The roses up here are doing really good right now. More dragon fruit in here. Yarrow flowers. And these trellises, the clematis are pretty much finishing up. So I've started hyacinth bean vine on both sides, so it'll be covered in purple flowers. And some more hyacinth bean vine to fill this up. And right here I've got some yard-long beans and hyacinth flowers. So it'll be purple flowering vines with purple bean pods hanging down. Those are like pretty long, a little over a foot long, or about a foot long. Here's the front flower bed. This is all moonflowers and some coxcombs. Got marigolds in the front, and zinnias are starting to pop now. Nice colors. And grapevine right here. I'm training. It's a cane variety, so hopefully next year I'll have those canes will be big enough for me to get fruit from. Here's another grapevine, and third one right here. So we'll see how that turns out. This persimmon tree. And another persimmon tree right here. We'll go to the side yard, side garden. Sold a bunch of plants at a farmer's market, and that's what's left of the bananas and the figs that I was selling. I loaded up, getting ready to go camping bright and early in the morning. So over here, got some flowers growing. And I started from seed, an Asian pear right here. It's picking up. This is elderberry. There's another wild elderberry over here. I'm hoping that they will cross-pollinate each other. You can see the flowers on that. That's elderberry flowers. Actually really pretty. This is one of the peach trees. It's crazy to me how the tree smells like peaches, like so strong. It smells so good. And over here, I started another Asian pear from seed. See how that turns out. And a couple more pawpaws. And I got pawpaws over here. This is like Pawpaw Alley. Okay. All right, I guess it's time to go in and make some kimchi. All right, so the first thing is I've got my cabbage chopped up, and I poured a bunch of this sea salt on there and just massaged it in really good. And it's been setting for about 2 hours. You can see all the juice that salt has sucked out of this cabbage. And you want it to where it feels flimsy like that, but it's not snapping, so this is perfect. So we'll rinse all this off, and we'll get that done. Rinse it really good, and then we'll mix our other stuff in with this. Okay, so this has been rinsed. I rinsed it about 3 times, and just gonna let that set. So I harvested this kohlrabi from my garden. I'm gonna chop that up, chop this onion up that I had from the garden. And then we're going to mix in some soy sauce, fish sauce, minced garlic, some minced ginger, a little bit of red pepper. I don't like mine too spicy, so I'm going to go very lightly on the red pepper. If you like a lot of heat, then put more. And some smoked paprika. So I just add all this in until it looks like it's a good color and good consistency. I don't really measure. And then get all this shredded up, and we'll put this all together and start stuffing it in the jars. So I ended up just using 3 of the carrots, and I peeled that kohlrabi and then grated that down in there, and the onions that I had, or the chives that I had. So that's kind of what we look like. And then I'll start going in and adding the flavor. I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing this. So there's some ginger. Got some minced garlic. All that. We've got smoked paprika for a little color. And you can add as much heat as you want. I don't like a lot of heat, so I'm just gonna lightly douse it like that. That's it. Some people would add like half this container. I don't like a lot of heat. Then I'm going to go in with some soy sauce. And then we'll do the fish sauce. I gotta open this up. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're going in with the fish sauce. I gotta be careful. I don't want to put too much, just enough to razzle dazzle the flavor. And then we'll get this all mixed up and be right back. Okay, this is how it looks. I tasted it just to see if I needed to add anything else, and it actually turned out really good. Make sure you got clean hands when you do this. It smells so good. So the thing is I'm going to leave this fermenting on the counter with a loose lid for about 2 days. So we're going to take it with us on our camping trip, and I've got to watch this to make sure that it doesn't explode. See that? Pushing all of that air out. Look how it creates all that water. Nice flavor. But after it sits out on the counter for 2 days, then we'll put it in the refrigerator, and I'll be burping that lid, making sure that it doesn't have too much pressure in there as it ferments for a couple of days. We are about stuffed to the max. Got all the air bubbles out. Let me rinse my hand off and get a lid. Alright, so here we go. Look how beautiful that is. And we'll put our lid on. And that will be, I use these lids. I want to say something about this. I don't use the metal lids that comes with these jars, because you don't want that metal when you're fermenting and there's salt involved. Even though I rinse the salt out, it's still salt-soaked cabbage, because that will create like rusting. So I just use the plastic lids. And I don't put it completely tight. It's just snug enough to where as it ferments, the bubbles, the air can escape. And then that will be on the counter for 2 days. Then it goes in the fridge, and I'll wait a couple more days to let that flavor really get going in there, get really tangy, a tangy fermented taste. And then I'll be eating this while we're on our camping trip this week. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. All right, so let's give this a little taste. There we go. And this isn't to its full tangy potential that it's going to be in a few days, but it's still pretty good. This is good. Yep. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.